Brilliant today is a man by the name of Jimmy Powell, born in Selly Oak. Hello, Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
A young out with this lot in Hamburg. Yeah, first name terms, yeah, John, Paul, Ringo, George, all that lot. That's only the start. He managed this band. Yeah, managed Slade, didn't you, Jimmy?
Well, I didn't manage them. I was a part of the Nita Anderson agency, which had
you sold them, didn't you? The agency
but I was
sold them.
part of the sale with Chaz Chandler. Yeah.
And I mentioned your record in 1962 with Decca Records, the first ever rock and roll single to come out of Birmingham. That's the scat singing, and that's the version of that song in which Jimmy Page plays guitar?
No. The second version. The second. That is the original part 1 and part 2, which was it's the second part 1 and part 2 in the world. The first one, about 6 months before, was Ray Charles with What I Say, and then Jack Good, who was producing me at the time, and locked me into his agency. The session went so well that we just carried on. The guitar player on there is a guy called Big Jim Sullivan, who backed Tom Jones for a long time. But Hensley, after that, I went in the studio some time later with Strike Records, and Jimmy was doing the sessions with us, as was Clem Catini, Tornadoes. He was on the drums, and one of the things he wanted to do was to do Sugar Baby because of that sliding riff. So we did it, and that's how it came about.
I haven't even mentioned that you played harmonica on this song. That's Millie. We'll unpack some of these stories as we go along, Jimmy, but it all starts then in Selly Oak.
Well, no, it started in Northfield.
Down the road.
Northfield, Westleith, Northfield, near where you come from.
Yeah.
Dear heart. And I was actually in Westleith, but the band, the Rocking Berries, it started a long time before that. It was with a band called the Beacon Wheelmen. We had about 32 guitars, a string box bass, and a couple of washboards, and we used to sing all the old skiffle stuff. And then I was picked out from there.
And growing up in Birmingham, did you grow up in a sort of musical household? Did you have those influences around you?
No, not at all. There was just me and my mum for many years. And then my mum got married again.
Living where?
We lived in Aston.
Oh yeah.
And then we moved on an overspill into Forrell Grove in Westleith off Longridge Lane. But that's where I started to meet some of the guys, and I was asked to join the Rocking Berries, which I did. We of course then we did very well, and we went to Germany. We was with the Beatles in Germany. I knew them very well, the Beatles. Met them a couple of times in London after that. Really hit it big time, God bless them. And everything just went great. Brian Epstein, in fact, asked me to. He got the Beatles then with just their first record out, which I think was Love Me Do. And we did a show at New Brighton, one of his shows, and the Beatles was top of the bill. And he asked me if I would join his family, and I was then with the Rocking Berries because single artists were in then and groups weren't too much, and I actually said no, I'll stick with the band because
join his family to be your manager
at the Beatle management. Yeah. After that, of course, he got I forgot, it'll come to me. Billy J. Kramer. Billy J. Kramer kind of took where I was going to go. So lots of memories.
Oh yeah, we'll talk more about it. You're coming up to 11:30. Jimmy Powell in the studio with us from, all over Birmingham by the sounds of it. Northfield, Westleith, Turves Green, Aston we've had mentioned as well. And he released Birmingham's first ever rock and roll record, which is a cover of Buster Brown's Sugar Babe. We've had a snippet of that. We hung out with the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. Rod Stewart was in his backing band. I've got to get that story before too long. We're approaching 11:30 though. Let's get the latest travel now with Liz Saul.